Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Greg Mikulowski from ForexLive.com. This is Morning Forex Technical Report. Today's date is April 26, 2023. This is the report where I take a look at some of the technicals that are driving the currency markets, usually the top three currency pairs. So let's get started. Looking at the euro versus US dollar, we saw the pair move up toward the high prices that we saw in the month of April near the 1.10753 level. The high price from this day right here, which is April 13th, came in at 1.10669, and the high price from yesterday came right up to that lower high right here and found willing sellers, and the selling continued and continued and continued and continued and continued below the 100 and 200 hour moving average, this blue and green line right here, before consolidating over the last 5, 6, 7 hours into the New York close. Then in the Asian session, we started to see a continuation of the sideways pattern that we saw below the moving averages, but when the price moved above the 200 and then 100 hour moving average, what do we see? Increased buying momentum, buy, and the price moved back nearly to the high price that we saw from yesterday's trade. The high price today came in at 1.1062. The high price from yesterday was near 1.10669. So just about 6 pips short of that. We're currently trading at 1.1053. So ups and downs continues, but trading near the highs for the pair. This is really the high for the year, the highest level going back to this point in March of 2022. So we can't really complain about that. We are trying to make a break to the upside. It's just doing it in a roundabout way here for the euro versus US dollar. We're going to need to get above the 1.1075 level in order to increase the bullish bias. Going back to that daily chart, if we do get above that level, then traders would probably look toward this level right here. 1.11316 is the next target. I have that earmarked from different swing lows through here. The market bottom moved higher, came down a little bit through it here, and then started to find this area as resistance through here. Admittedly, we went a little bit above it here before rotating back to the downside and not returning to that level. So that 1.11316 level is my target on the top side, next key target for the euro versus US dollar. If we were able to break above the 75 level in the off the high price for the year. Let's take a look at the dollar versus yen next, and we are seeing choppy action and trading here today. The price yesterday followed the dollars or saw the dollar versus yen move to the downside. It was the only currency that was stronger than the U.S. dollar, the yen that is. And that is a result of the flight into the relative safety of the yen and the back of stock prices that moved sharply to the downside yesterday, and concerns about banking in the U.S. So the dollar versus yen broke through this trend line through here, but below this swing area through here, and moved down toward the 38.2% retracement of the move up from this low right here to the high right here. And that 38.2% retracement came in at 133.395, and the market, as you can see, bounced back up toward the underside of the broken trend line near the close. And then the Asian session saw ups and down volatility. There was one little attempt to go below this 38.2% retracement with a little momentum, with the target being the 100-day moving average, but that was thwarted, and we started to see a rotation back to the upside. We had better durable goods data here in the U.S., which pushed the price to this high price here, but as you can see, we are starting to rotate back down as we speak. So kind of a sloppy up and down trading day in the dollar versus yen so far. We'll see how stocks react here today. We saw the NASDAQ index moving higher as a result of Microsoft earnings mainly. But the S&P and Dow Industrial Average were a little less supported. So we'll see how the stocks react in the trading here today, and that may be an influence for the dollar versus yen. By the way, yields are a little bit higher as well, which tends to be a positive for that currency pair, but not always. So be aware. Let's take a look at the sterling versus US dollar next. And like the euro versus US dollar, we saw a sharp move to the downside yesterday. followed by a sharp move to the upside and trading here today. The pair has moved up toward the high price that we this swing area up here between 124.95 and 125. Let's call it 125. The high price for the day came in at 124.80, 1.2488. So came about 7 pips short of the lower end of this swing area, and about 10 pips away from the, or 12 pips away from the 125 level. The rotation back to the downside, as I said, the durable goods data came in better than expectations. Watch this swing area right here. This area was defined by swing lows right here, and broke below that level, and then had swing highs return back through here in trading. Last week, earlier this week, the market moved to this area and above that level and found support against it. Then in trading yesterday, we came back down through it and tried to find resistance against the level, as you can see here. So around the 124.71 to 77 area, a little bit higher than the 76 level, would be our close resistance level. If the price can stay below that level, that would give the sellers a little bit more of a push or confidence to maybe rotate back down toward the 100-hour moving average. Absent that, that is if the price should move back above the 77-ish type area on the top side, then the upside would be the preferred place to go for this currency pair. Finally, let's take a look at the Aussie versus US dollar. It is trading at the lowest level since, this is a daily chart, since March of 2023. We had inflation data for the year-on-year come in better than expected. The quarterly data was a little bit higher than expected, but the trim mean data was a little bit lower. So it seems like the price action, taking a look at the hourly chart, is more to the downside. We did get the technical break from a move below the low prices here and here, which have helped to push the price down. As you can see, the high price right here stalled against the lowest low right there, which puts the lid on the pair. If the price is going to go higher, we need to get back above the 0.6616, 0.6625 level to give the buyers, dip buyers down here, which is really against nothing, some added support or confidence that the price should go to the upside. But right now, looking at the daily chart, there really isn't nothing to suggest that the buyers should be coming in. The sellers are more in control. This swing area, pretty wide swatch between 0.6544 and 0.65847 is the next key target, with a number of different swing highs through here and then swing lows through here being those defining levels for that swing area. So there you have it, a look at some of the major currency pairs. My name is Greg Mikulowski. Good fortune with your trading. Bye-bye now.